Saturday morning, time for us to talk technology, and that means our tech expert, Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, is with us once again on Power Talk Radio. Luis, welcome back to the program, and by the way, a very happy Easter weekend to you.
Back at you, my friend. Yeah, it's a lovely weekend, and we're going to be down in Santa Barbara for Easter. Looking forward to that, but it's a nice day, and I'm not a real religious person, but I grew up Catholic, you know, the First Communion, all that stuff. So when I was little, Easter was a big deal in our house.
Me too. I remember we used to, well, of course, you get the candies and everything like that, but my grandmother, who was Sicilian, she used to make these. It was a cookie with a hard-boiled egg in the center. The hard-boiled egg sat on a bed of like this cookie dough, and then there was a cross with the cookie dough made over the egg. And I don't remember what they called them, but I just recall as kids, we loved getting that from our grandma, but we didn't like hard-boiled eggs. We'd throw the egg away and just eat the cookie.
It's funny, yeah.
I'm sure there's probably a few other Italian kids who remember that at Easter time. Anyway, got a bunch of things to talk about here, and before we get to the main topic, some more, I guess, security news for folks. One is that U.S. and European agencies are warning of a spreading social engineering campaign to hijack messaging accounts, particularly from Signal and WhatsApp, and the FBI is warning us about this. What do you know about this?
Yeah, so they think these are Russian intelligence service hackers, so they're working for the government, so state actors who are targeting particular people like U.S. government officials, military personnel, political figures, and journalists, trying to take control of their phones by dropping malware. And they target it by basically sending phishing emails where somebody clicks a link, unbeknownst to them, something gets installed on their phone that then takes control of these messaging apps, and they're able to track the conversations that they're having, but more importantly, maybe use those accounts to actually fool other people into clicking on links and spreading malware that way. So if you're using WhatsApp or Signal or pretty much any app that has communications capabilities, be careful out there because they become the new playground for hackers.
Now, another one that we want to mention for folks to be careful of is there is, and this is news out of Malwarebytes, Friendly Dealer mimics official app stores to push unvetted gambling apps. So at Malwarebytes, Luis, they have identified a huge social engineering campaign designed to steer us into online gambling sites under the impression that we're installing a legitimate app. They're calling it Friendly Dealer. It's been observed across at least 1,500 domains, each hosting a website that impersonates the Google Play or Apple App Store. Users think they're downloading a gambling app from a trusted source with all the checks, reviews, and safeguards that implies, but they're actually still on a website installing a web app that then redirects them to casino offers through affiliate links. They say the campaign doesn't steal passwords or install traditional malware. Instead, it makes money through commissions every time someone signs up or deposits money at one of these sites. So you have to be really careful of this.
Yeah, and unlike traditional apps, that are downloaded from the App Store, these are more like web apps, right? So they look like an app, they sit on your phone and you click on it like an app, but really all it is a link to a web page that opens up that then does what you mentioned to try to get you to start gambling. And they're really easy to set up. So when you get an app, make sure that you're getting it from the Play Store if you're a Google user or an Android user, or from Apple's own Apple Store.
Right. So the best way to keep yourself safe is you see something you're interested in, you want to download the app, go out of the web, and if you're using your iPhone, then go to the App Store on your iPhone, open that up, and search for that particular app through the App Store as a way of protecting yourself.
Exactly. Just never trust the link that you find on a web page, even if it says, oh, this is an easy way to download this app, because chances are you might be getting scammed and become a victim.
That's right. And by the way, this Friendly Dealer is built as a single reusable kit that can generate many different fake app listings. The kit will detect what device you're using. It will show you a different fake store accordingly. Android users will see a fake Google Play Store. iPhone users see a fake Apple App Store. And Luis, the kit even loads the correct system fonts for each platform. So Google would be Sans on Android, San Francisco on iOS. So the topography or the typography matches what you'd expect on your own phone. And that's why it is so dangerous.
Yeah, and it can be alluring. So like we said, don't click on links. Just go to the stores themselves and download it from there.
Now let's jump into our main story for today. Deals with OpenClaw. And their creator says that this year, 2026, could be the year of general AI agents. Luis, what is a general AI agent as opposed to any other AI agent?
Yeah, so OpenClaw Claw has taken, it's kind of like the latest sensation. It's the kind of the biggest thing since ChatGPT really showed up. And what it is, it's software that you can download. It's an open source application that was created by a guy who, by the way, has been hired by OpenAI after this took off. But the idea behind it is that you can download this software and create agents. We're used to being able to talk to a chatbot and get, have it help us compose emails or compose documents or help us with spreadsheets. But what this does is it actually can open and do things for you like an assistant. So you can say, hey, send an email to Mark Carbonaro about our session next week and talk to him about these things. And it'll do that automatically. It'll go into your email account. It'll go into, if you're using Gmail or Outlook, it'll create that email, it'll send it, and it'll do all that stuff without you having to give it explicit instructions, because it interacts with all of these applications that you have on your laptop or your desktop. And right now it's something that people who are into creating these kind of linkages between their apps are using it. But over time, what we're going to see is that these agents will be created by other people, and they'll be able to be purchased or installed, and it'll interact with all the other apps that you have available to you on your system, and it'll be able to act like a real administrative or executive assistant, doing things for you on your behalf by you just talking to it naturally.
Are you going to check this out yourself?
Yeah, I've actually been playing with it a little bit when I've had time, but you have to understand a little bit of programming, but not a lot. And there's a lot of in GitHub, which is where you can download this thing. And GitHub is kind of a collection of applications and DLLs and other things that developers go to rather than having to build everything themselves, they just download these open source apps and other developer tools, and they're able to create applications. And so you go to GitHub, you download it, and then there's a lot of instructions there, but also a lot of communication in the community itself on Reddit, if you are a user of Reddit, or in GitHub itself, where you can learn how to create these things. And it's been downloaded, like I think by now over a million times from GitHub. So it's becoming a big thing, especially, strangely enough, in China, where it's super popular.
Wow. So GitHub, is that GITHUB?
Yeah, GITHUB.
Okay, that's where you find it. All right. That's Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, joining us today on Power Talk Radio. Online, you'll find them at alvareztg.com. At AlvarezTG is the X handle. And Luis, the toll-free number for the I-Team.
Give us a call at 866-78-I-TEAM. That's 866-784-8326.
And looking ahead to Monday, what's our topic for the day after Easter?
Well, if you're thinking about buying a new smartphone, you might want to wait a little bit, because Amazon's working on a new smartphone with Alexa at its core.
We'll talk about that on Monday. Everything good and interesting right here on our Tech Talks with Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group. Luis, thanks so much. Enjoy the weekend. Have a very happy Easter, and we'll talk again on Monday.
You too, my friend. Take care.